In the hustle and bustle of life, there are times when I feel like I'm being weighed down by the world. The feeling of being overwhelmed, stressed, and suffocated spreads throughout my body like a chilling wind penetrating to the bone. On days like these, everything seems blurry and unfamiliar, and I often feel like I'm trapped in a space of intense pressure and anxiety with no way out. The desire to escape, to run away, to leave everything behind may be the incessant urge burning your thoughts. It makes us ponder whether we are living in a truly vast world or just a small part of it, a part that we seem to cling to without letting go. Sometimes, life's irony is when we realize that despite living in a diverse world, we often confine ourselves to a comfort zone, with familiar faces and close relationships. Looking further, the urge to escape, to run away is not just a fleeting desire but also a strong call from within the soul. For many years, we seem to have gradually become attached to our own small bubble, feeling safe and familiar within its confines. But there are those brave enough to break free from that bubble, to leave behind the familiar and explore a new world, a fresh start from scratch. This desire to escape may stem from a necessary need, but it can also be a powerful call from a deep-seated longing, a desire to break free from the past, from the life we've known, and embark on a new journey. And is packing up our belongings and starting over really a smart decision? Or is it just a way to escape dissatisfaction? We need to ask ourselves whether changing locations brings any profound meaning, or if it's just a temporary way to relieve discomfort. This video will explore the feeling of curiosity when wanting to leave everything behind from a philosophical perspective, an inspiring and insightful viewpoint. 1. Wanting to escape, to run away. You're probably familiar with that feeling. The desire to throw a backpack on and leave everything behind. Perhaps this stems from clear reasons, like when life becomes chaotic or you feel overwhelmed by an unhealthy environment. However, sometimes the reasons are unclear, and the urge to escape becomes vague and difficult to explain. Perhaps this inclination towards movement is part of human nature, a trace of our ancestors' ancient migratory lifestyles. Or it could be an unconscious desire to escape the monotony of daily life, to reinvent oneself in a new environment. I vividly remember the first strong urge I had to leave everything behind in 2015, during dark times and prolonged pain from a long-term relationship, which, looking back, was truly a painful experience. I dared to leave to that extent. Why? There are several reasons. Firstly, my past is a burden. Every time I face an issue, it reminds me of difficult memories. Secondly, due to financial issues, I couldn't find a job suitable for my education level, so I had to do jobs I didn't like just to pay off debts and get by. My future became blurry and desperate. It seems that in every life, there are times when we feel trapped in a cocoon, unable to breathe, unable to grow. The desire to leave, to seek freedom, to become part of a larger life, like a delicate butterfly wanting to break free from its narrow shell, is inevitable. Sometimes, like a snake, we crave shedding the old skin, to regain freedom and explore a new, wider world. That's my desire when I want to embark on new adventures, explore unseen landscapes, and meet new people. I hope that these new experiences will help me cleanse the dirt of the past and transform me into a new version of myself. In the end, my relentless efforts paid off when I found a job I love, explored further knowledge at a university, expanded my social relationships, and experienced many joys in the following years. So, the feeling of wanting to leave everything behind gradually faded away, replaced by new happiness and meaning. It sounds like your life has improved significantly, and your satisfaction with the present has made the sadness of the past fade away. As a result, you don't want to leave behind what you have now. The desire to leave often stems from dissatisfaction with one's current situation, but ultimately, you've learned to lessen that by making your current life happier. However, the desire to leave still exists, and it serves as motivation for you to continue exploring and growing. 2. Is running away really the answer? So, I'm faced with two main choices: addressing the dissatisfaction where I am or succumbing to the urge to leave and seek greener pastures elsewhere. The second option seems much stronger, prompting me to spend a lot of time pondering leaving behind everything familiar in pursuit of happiness. Let's explore this a bit. The desire to leave suggests that we're experiencing dissatisfaction with our current work. We tend to believe that by leaving, we'll escape the sadness and find happiness elsewhere. Is changing the scenery truly effective, especially in the long run? Ultimately, isn't unhappiness the result of our own mindset rather than our circumstances? And is it because of this that, no matter where we go, we always carry ourselves, along with the tendency towards unhappiness and dissatisfaction? The quest for happiness from the outside. The desire to explore and discover the world outside certainly aligns with that goal. Looking at those who change locations, you'll notice that they do so in hopes of finding satisfaction. Some decide to leave their current environment permanently, with strong resentment and opposition. This country is going downhill, they say. These Marxist cultural ideas have ruined the West. I'm out, some declare and depart. Is running away really the answer? Some choose to explore the world, from place to place, hoping that these beautiful pictures will temporarily soothe the dissatisfaction existing in their lives, in the search for oneself game. Indeed, research shows that travel can enhance happiness. However, like any exciting experience from the outside world, it's not a long-term solution to unhappiness. The joy derived from it is only fleeting. Some philosophers of the Stoic school argue that traveling is a waste of time. And we can also apply their reasoning to leaving our current environment to pursue happiness. Seneca, for example, wrote a letter on this topic, explaining why traveling is not a cure for dissatisfaction. Sometimes, the desire to leave everything behind is a sign that we need to pause, reflect, and reassess our priorities. He opens his letter with the following passage. Do you suppose that you alone have had this experience? Are you surprised, as if it were a novelty, that after such long travel and so many changes of scene you have not been able to shake off the gloom and heaviness of your mind? You need a change of soul rather than a change of climate. Though you may cross vast spaces of sea, your faults will follow you whithersoever you travel. The first sentence in his letter suggests that many people have tried to travel to improve their mood. But let those who follow the Stoic philosophy be concerned precisely with that. The mood of a person. Seneca argues that travel does not resolve dissatisfaction in the long term. The place you go to may change, but the darkness within the soul does not. When you step into that darkness, there is no change in emotion. Feelings of dissatisfaction, loneliness, and anxiety still silently accompany you. There are deep mysteries that cannot be resolved by changing the scenery around you. We may leave everything behind, build a new life on a distant continent, but the darkness within ourselves still silently follows. Even with changes in name, identity, or even complete language, we still have to confront our own selves. Happiness doesn't depend on physical location but on how we perceive and experience life. From that perspective, running away to seek happiness seems like a mysterious and illogical game. 3. Stepping back, taking a deep breath. If we open our hearts, we may realize that we don't necessarily have to pursue happiness and contentment by starting anew or in a different way. There are many different perspectives on life beyond the binary concepts of happiness and unhappiness, joy and pain, or satisfaction and dissatisfaction. Expanding this viewpoint can open up new opportunities and bring deeper understanding of the nature of life. Leaving everything behind may seem like a quick solution, but true growth and healing come from directly facing our challenges. An important reminder, letting us know that sometimes we need to pause, take a deep breath, and find ways to overcome challenges. Not everything we do has to be viewed through the simple distinctions of happiness and unhappiness. Leaving everything behind may not always be the best way to promote long-term happiness without delving deeper into our nature. But if we look at the issue from a different perspective, is there something more meaningful than just packing up and exploring new environments beyond the concept of happiness? If we lean towards a more existential viewpoint, the desire to leave everything behind may become more rational and bring about empathy for ourselves and others. If we discuss the idea of existentialism, that existence precedes essence, then starting anew from a new place can be seen as another way to shape our lives, especially when we feel divergent from the predetermined environment. This may require us to leave behind familiar values and ideas about existence and the world around us, opening the door to new growth and exploration. It opens up opportunities for us to reshape ourselves and our position in this world. We take deliberate steps towards self-determination, controlling our own lives without being constrained by others' expectations. We choose to pursue our personal values and dreams, freeing ourselves from the constraints of societal norms, and if necessary, we will distance ourselves from them. 4. Please accept. So instead of running away, let's face the discomfort, the anxiety, and the fear. Let's take responsibility for our future, actively building our lives instead of merely existing in the shadows, passively defined by circumstances. It's a gesture of liberation from the constraints of a predetermined life. In the movie Interstellar, there's an interesting philosophical viewpoint when the character Professor Brand talks about the mission of the main character Joseph Cooper. We're not meant to save the world. We're meant to leave it. Absolutely, that quote from the movie prompts deep reflection on the innate curiosity of humans and why we always crave to explore the world around us and discover new places. The idea of humanity eventually leaving this planet and venturing into the larger universe reflects greatly on how we've acted in the past. The quote also hints at our awareness of the ultimate goal. Indeed, unlike the existentialist viewpoint, the idea of us leaving Earth evokes a much larger meaning, as part of a cosmic mission, as if our journey has been somehow predestined. Ultimately, I believe the desire to leave everything behind is not just about escaping familiarity or seeking happiness elsewhere. It's a deep-seated part of our human nature. Absolutely, embarking on a journey of self-discovery and exploration of the world around us reveals mysteries and wonders waiting to be uncovered. Let's face the challenges together and seek profound understanding in life, for it is within those mysteries that we truly grasp the real meaning of letting go and starting anew. Thank you for watching the video. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more inspirational content.